when is the best time to start playing ranked in a season? Hey, what's up guys, Irish Turtle here, and in today's video, I want to try and explore that topic about when the best time to start playing ranked in a season really is. So basically the reason this comes about is that someone I was talking to a couple of months ago basically said to me, hey, when do you think the best time to start playing ranked is in Siege? Now originally I said to him, oh hey, it's this point, and this is why, and then I sort of stopped myself and actually said, you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my main account that I don't record for, and I'm literally just going to play each part of the season for the next 3 seasons and try and distinguish which is the best part, being the start of the season, the middle of the season, and the end of the season. Now, basically, his point was that during each part of the season, there are different parts of the meta going on, different things going on, so different things that will affect your rank. So, at the start of the season, he said, the issue with the start of the season, in my opinion, is that, for one, people haven't got any kind of ranked placements, so the games are really random. You get put with players who really shouldn't be in a certain rank bracket, or you get put with players who are like silvers and you're like a platinum level, and the issue is because there's no sort of ranks there, it's all been reset. Generally speaking, you're going to be playing with bad types of players, and you're going to do really badly. You probably get placed a lot lower than you should be because of these poor team placements. And I kind of understood that. That made a lot of sense. He then said, the middle of the season, you have the thing of everything's sort of settled down a little bit. Everyone's kind of getting into their placements of where they should be. And then the mid-season reinforcements kind of hit. Changes get made. Generally speaking, people will fluctuate a little bit in rank. But overall, it's sort of stable-ish. You can sort of jump around a little bit more. Again, people are still not quite where they should be sometimes, and the meta changes will affect that a little bit more. But sort of generally speaking, you'll sort of be where you should be. And then he said, and then there's the end of the season where everyone is exactly where they should be, and when you go into the placement games, for a fact that when you're playing with somebody who is like a gold, they are gold because they are, that's where they've been placed, that's where it's been worked out to, that's where they should be. And it's the same with Platinum and Diamond and everything else. You're sort of playing with people who are in the rank brackets where they should be, so it's not, as easily affected, and, you're in a much more likely location to get your actual rank. And, like I said, this was an interesting thing to me, and I did want to look into it actually myself, without any kind of time pressure on a video or anything, so I started playing with my main account, and I tried for the last 3 seasons to see what it was like to place at each of these different times. And the results that I got were quite interesting, actually, I have to say, based on all the information that I sort of found in my own playthroughs. Now, obviously, you have to understand, everyone plays differently, everyone will place differently, and, the game experience is never going to be exactly the same as it was for me during these 3 seasons. However, I thought I'd give you guys sort of the information that I found, and generally speaking, my thoughts on the topic. So let's go back 3 seasons ago, where I started literally, like, at the start of the season, and I jumped in. Now, a lot of people went and said, they probably would have said, this is probably the best time to get in, everyone's fresh to the season, the new operators are here, there's lots of meta changes going on, people are still trying to settle into it all, they don't really know what's going on, and personally, I found that this was probably the worst point in the season to actually start playing ranked, and the reason is exactly that. There's new operators in the meta, people aren't just going into casual to learn it all, they just jump straight into ranked and go, hey, I'm going to learn it on the fly, I'm going to learn the new map on the fly. And basically, people were placing a lot lower than they would have done because of this issue. I mean, obviously the top tier players will still place in the top tiers, but your mid-range players, sort of your low platinums to high silvers, even silver, just generally, they'll sort of really fluctuate a lot during this time. They don't know where they're going to be placing, and, there's a lot of issues there with people not understanding new things, so just generally people place wrongly. And I then played out the rest of that season, and I think I finished at Platinum 3 that season. But that was climbing back up through the entire season. When I actually placed, I placed at Gold 3, and I had to climb all the way back up. And, that wasn't fantastic for me. I wasn't particularly happy with that. And just generally speaking, like I said, it wasn't a good placement time. I noticed that people were playing in the earlier stages in my rank brackets really shouldn't have been there. I was playing at Platinum. I think at one point I was in Platinum, or just top Platinum, and I was playing with players there who realistically should not have been in Platinum at all, and it was very painful. It was a very painful experience. I never quite hit Diamond that season, which was a real shame. But generally speaking, you notice that there's a lot of issues there because, like, like I said, people aren't really playing to the meta, so they don't know what they're going on, and it's really big fluctuations. And again, because the season hasn't been going on, people aren't placed in the right rank brackets. It's not stable enough yet to know where you should be placed. Then we move on to the middle of the season, which was the next season on. Now, I started playing here, and I was kind of confident. I kind of thought this would be the best place to start, because everyone sort of understands the new operators, everyone understands the new map. Yes, you have the mid-season reinforcement patch, which sometimes changes things, but generally speaking, it's not major enough to affect placements. And I have to say, from here, it was probably one of the best experiences I had. I could play pretty much all of my placement games and put straight into low platinum. I knew exactly what was going on. I knew exactly how I was playing. People I was playing with were actually stable enough to be in that rank bracket and be good. There were a few outliers here and there, but generally speaking, this was the best point. And also with this, it meant that while I was low platinum, I still had the rest of the season to climb up. And actually, I hit diamond. I didn't finish in diamond. I finished at the top end of platinum. But generally speaking, the whole point is that I had the rest of the season to try and climb the ladder, but I had enough time like that everyone was sort of ready in the season. And then I sort of looked at that and said, well, that's probably the best. And then I went on to the end of the season for this most recent season, just before, well, the current one. And in that season, I played right at the end, right when everyone was exactly where they should be. All the season reinforcements had changed. Everything was basically exactly where it should be. And this was probably my personal favourite time to play, not because of how I placed at the end, but because of how everyone I played against was pretty much exactly where they should be. Everyone at that point has settled into their ranks. Everyone knows what's going on. I played enough casual to know all the sort of meta stuff going on. It all made sense to me, and I enjoyed it. And that was because, like I said, everyone knew what their rank placement was. They knew how they should have been playing. They knew what was going on. And when I placed mid platinum, and at that point I was kind of like, yeah, actually, you know what? I'm playing with people who are around my skill level. These people are people I should be playing with on a regular basis, hopefully in ranked. And, I should be seeing a lot of the same names again and again, like on sort of off-peak times. And that was kind of the case. I never really played with anyone who I didn't feel should have been on platinum. I never ended up, sort of dropping below platinum at any point. Although I didn't hit diamond at all that season because there just wasn't enough time to climb the ladder. Generally speaking, that was probably, like I said, the best games. But, now, this sort of the breakdown comes in. So, as I said, the best time, in my opinion, is actually the middle of the season to start playing if you're really bothered about your rank. I mean, obviously, this is just a guideline. You can play right from the start of the season. But, it's just, I found personally that playing in the middle of the season was the best. And the reason for that was because, like I said, the new operators and the new map meta had settled, so we knew what was going on there. Players have sort of started to settle into their rank brackets, so you kind of are more likely to get players that you should be playing with in your teams and on the other team. So you're more likely to try and, climb the rank ladder properly and get to where you should be. And also, towards the end of the season, you've got more time to climb that ladder. The end of the season, again, is really good, because if you're just there to, just play some games that are really competitive, that was fantastic. I played my placement games, got into medium tier platinum, and I just stayed there pretty much the rest of the season. And that was great for me, because I really enjoyed the fact that I could just play, no stresses, no worries, and, just play however I wanted. I wasn't bothered about climbing at that point, because I knew there wasn't enough time, so I just played and played to the best of my abilities, and that was perfect, because like I said, I never played again with anyone who was in a rank bracket they shouldn't have been in. And then obviously the worst time in my opinion is the start of the season. Now, obviously there is some debate here. Sometimes it's good to play at the start of the season because it means you can climb up really quickly. You can get up through the ranks quite easily because everyone's kind of fluctuating. No one's where they should be realistically. I mean, there is a loose placing system based on the previous season, but you're kind of where you should be. You know what's going on. But yeah, I found the start of the season was more infuriating. I wasn't having good games because I'd end up playing with people that I shouldn't have been playing with or against, and I'd get a lot of games where either I was accused of being a hacker because I was too good for the players I was against, or I'd end up with a team full of silvers who would be dying and going, oh, that guy in the enemy team, he's a hacker because he's beating us, and I'd just be like, no, he's just playing better than you. And yeah, I found myself getting more and more angry at those games because these people were just not people I should have been playing with. They didn't know what was going on. And it was painful. with no sort of, you know, jokes. It was just painful to play with these people and try and just climb out of this, because, like I said, I'd have a few games here and there where a group of 4, like, high tier silvers would be playing, and I'd be like, okay, well, I'm trying to get out of gold here. I wanna hit platinum. I'm 1 game away, and then they just drag me back down, and I'd be like, what the hell was the point? You know, like, it was just, like I say, it was just a more painful experience going from the start of the season. Now, again, this is just personal experience. Obviously, like I said, I'm not like a top tier diamond player, so I don't constantly get put in diamond. I'm normally floating around high gold to platinum, and when on a good season, I'll finish high platinum, maybe hit diamond every so often. But yeah, that was my experience. Like I said, I still think the best time to start playing was the middle of the season, definitely, because it gave me the most enjoyable experience, and it gave me the most time to be able to climb the ladder to where I felt that I wanted to be. So yeah, that was my opinion. That's how I found it. So now I want to hear your thoughts in the comments below, guys. What do you think? When is the best time to start playing ranked in a season? Is it the start? Is it the middle? Is it the end? Is it somewhere in between there? Obviously, I've tried to go for 3 distinct locations, but, you know, it could be somewhere else completely. Obviously, I want to hear your thoughts and opinions on that. Also, I have another video coming out later today. I'm trying to sort of upload 2 at the minute, just because I'm coming back and I want to get more content out for you guys. Again, apologies for the off time. I've had a lot of stuff going on. I'm not going to get into it because that's just not what I'm here for. But I hopefully you enjoyed. Obviously, if you did, leave a like. If you didn't enjoy it, feel free to leave a dislike. Like I said, leave your thoughts in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next one.